the rocks and fucking smoking cigars every episode just to be like more manly.
I'm not much of a drinker.
Me neither, but I would fake drinking.
You would fake it?
Clearly. Fake it till I make it. Fake it till I make it.
No, I'm not going to do that. Ryan, today on the show, I got a handful of stuff. Not all of it needs to be gotten to, but I think it's all worth bringing up. At what point is Greta part of the World War? Greta has been, according to her, abducted by Israel. I don't even know what to say. Free speech and British values, Ryan, were so British. I swear to God, the Prime Minister.
Is she the thumbnail? Is she the thumbnail?
She is. Yeah.
Climax activist thumbnail. Love it, dude.
I swear to God, the British Prime Minister said they value free speech. We'll play it. South Korean COVID study. Ryan links the jab to cancer.
No, Dave, that's impossible. They told me it was safe and effective.
New Israel TikTok alliance. Worth talking about, I believe. The famous man, this is like the oldest trope in the world. All the things that don't cause autism while not knowing what does cause autism. We got another clip. I have an interesting clip of Destiny, and I don't want to talk about it because what he's talking about. I want to talk about it for a different reason. We'll get into it. Walmart, I don't even think we need to really say anything beyond me reading this, but Walmart is going to remove the food dyes, synthetic food dyes from their food. I don't know.
There's nothing wrong.
Ryan, you know how every once in a while on the show we'll talk about something and it ends up turning into something awesome and we never expected it to? I don't know if this will or won't because I haven't read the article, so this is going to be a surprise. The headline completely caught me, though. It's about a Canadian Indian burial ground. Fauci talking about myocarditis and the former NATO chair talking about Chinese dependence. Ryan, as always, I gave you 40 things to choose from, so feel free.
Considering I only remember 17 of the 19 with my photographic memory, David. I'd like to get right into the climax activist, but I feel like it's probably going to be pretty funny for me, so I want to do myocarditis and COVID origins with causing heart attacks. But I will say before I go further, Greta Thunberg, I used to feel sorry about making jokes about her. I think I said this once before. It's just been a minute.
Is that because she was a child?
Yeah. I think after she turned 18, I said she's fair game or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a couple of years. This was like 2020. She was like 18. So while we're potting, I'm just reiterating going forward, just in case I said some shit that I shouldn't have before. She's in the public sector. She's like, technically, you don't have rights when you're on the internet to some degree, as far as like harassment or something. I think it's got to change at some point. Like you can't, like defamation of character has got to be harder to prove when you're a public figure like her and we are, David. So, yeah, it's funny. It's all out of jokes. She probably might actually be a very nice person and like probably is just stubborn as fuck like I am. And I might kind of hit it off with her, David, which is the climax. Fucking run it. We'll go to climax activist. I've talked it up.
Okay.
I will massage the oil on her back, David. Let's go.
We will talk about the
juicy story, the Israel story.
Here's Greta Thunberg's own words. And remember, we covered. It's very related to this because we covered this. I don't know, probably a couple months ago or whatever. June. I don't know. Israel had struck one of these ships. They're just humanitarian ships delivering aid to Palestinians, but they were on the ship. The ship was struck. They claimed it was Israel. I don't know. Here's the clip now, most recently of, as who Ryan famously calls the climax activist, Greta Thunberg talking about being abducted by Israelis.
My name is Greta Thunberg. I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law. Please tell my government to demand I and the others' immediate release.
Okay, first of all, it's super cute. Nobody fears Sweden, so that's not going to help. With that said, I'd like to read into the specifics of this, because this seems similar to the last time we covered this, when one of their ships was struck by missiles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe she was in international waters. So, I mean, can you do that? Can you do that?
I mean, I gotta ask a serious question. Do you think Israel really gives a fuck if they're violating international law when they're blowing up buildings, saying they're booby trap, and shooting children in the face in hospitals?
Well, no. Okay. No. Of course not. They don't give a fuck. Do you remember when we covered the missile strike against one of these? They're called the flotilla ships. One of these flotilla ships, and everyone claimed it was Israel, and Israel was like, "No, that's ridiculous. Of course, it wasn't us." And everyone said it was a conspiracy theory that Israel, of course, the missiles just fell out of the fucking sky. This is now different, because Israeli military stops nearly all boats in aid flotilla, sparking global protests. Now, the thing that's interesting is this time, it's out in the open. There's no hiding this. They were literally guided by their boats. October 2nd from Reuters, Israel faced international condemnation and protests on Thursday after its military intercepted almost all of about 40 boats in a flotilla carrying aid to Gaza and took captive more than 450 foreign activists, including Swedish campaigner Greta Thunberg. Cameras broadcasting live feeds from the boat showed armed Israeli soldiers in helmets and night vision goggles boarding the ships, while passengers huddled in life vests with their hands up. I always like to do this when we see stuff like this, Ryan. Let's put a different country in there, okay? Just so we get a real visual, because everyone likes to play the good guy, bad guy card, okay? Is there outrage worldwide by all the NATO countries if Russia does this?
Didn't they do that for Ukraine?
NATO, let's say for some reason NATO had to send. We don't have to do a boat, because it wouldn't make any sense that you would send a boat to Ukraine.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah. NATO sends a caravan of armored trucks full of humanitarian aid to Ukraine. Okay, and Russia stops them all, captures all the people, and drags them over to Russia. What does that news headline read like? Tyrant Putin, ultra dictator King Putin. What
Putin
does
pushes war? Pushes global war.
How different is that headline read?
Well, Mel Gibson said it was God bless the Jews, David.
Let's read how these ones. Israeli military, this is Reuters. Israeli military stops nearly all boats in aid. Which, by the way, not to get off this, because I want to read other headlines, how they're written, because I'm telling you, if this was Putin or something, it would be written completely differently. But do you remember when they denied blocking aid? There's no, that's a conspiracy theory. That's just, you're just buying terrorist propaganda, Ryan. Israel's not blocking aid to the Palestinians. I don't know. Are we openly admitting it now? They're rounding up ships full of people giving aid. Greta Thunberg, is she a militaristic threat? If your military is scared of Greta Thunberg, you got a weak military. She's not a threat.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you? She's not violent. She's not a threat. She's not.
I mean, she was born at 180 parts per million, David. I mean,
dude, she's a Swedish chick. She's not beating people up. These are clearly non-violent ships. They're delivering aid to Palestinians, which you're claiming you're not committing genocide against, but then you're not allowing any aid to get there. After you blew up all their buildings, because, of course, Hamas booby-tracked every building. Every building, Ryan. Gaza aid flotilla. Israel intercepts vessels. One ship was reported to have gotten away. That was from The Guardian, okay? Remember, just imagine the headlines if Putin did this. Israeli forces board Gaza flotilla, detain Greta Thunberg. I have been abducted, says Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg posts selfie video claiming she has been abducted by Israel. Even Al Jazeera doesn't write that harsh of a headline. Israel forces board the Gaza flotilla. Israel intercepts almost all flotilla vessels. This is all the Greta Thunberg claims she has been abducted. Claims.
Allegedly.
Greta Thunberg releases pre-recorded video. These are the headlines.
Pretty remarkable, man.
Get a rope, said Greta Thunberg is a fly, honey. I'm sorry. These are the headlines for a nation rounding up multiple ships in international waters that are delivering aid to another nation. These are the headlines. 450 people were detained by Israel in international waters. And the headline is Greta Thunberg posts selfie video claiming she's been abducted. Please tell me what that headline looks like if Putin abducts 400 people delivering aid and detains them in Russian prisons.
That's crazy. It'd be crazy.
Dude, I'm just saying, maybe it's not as bad as Greta makes it sound. I don't know. But the point is, man, would people be fired up if this was Russia? Could you imagine if it was China? Aid going to Taiwan, and China just rounds up a bunch of ships and detains all the people on board. I don't think the headlines are Xi Jinping, meets with, like it would be the most heinous headlines.
It's crazy too because when you know it's coming, but just to like what is it about the Israel thing? Like they've just run out of enough lies and enough those booby trap comments and things like that nature.
Well, I mean, I could potentially have an answer for you, Ryan. Let's see. Hold on. Because we talked about this yesterday vaguely, a little bit, that Israel was going to be paying up to $7,000 per pro-Israel post. Check is in the mail, I'm sure. Here is Benjamin Netanyahu talking about TikTok, which of course was newly acquired, conveniently.
Christian influencers. Okay. You said, we talked about the woke right. And you said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant observation. The woke Reich, because these people, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're amazing. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster.
NGOs, non-government organization.
How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community, they're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay, and you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are in social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is followers. TikTok. TikTok. Number one. And
Can you pause it?
it can be consequential.
They just told you there's a war on the internet. The internet's a war. It's a war for your mind. They just told you that. Just told you. Just told you that. Did anybody catch that, David? Been saying on the program for 5 years that everything's militarized. That's all a militarized apparatus. That's all there to gather information, to spy on you, to control you, to brainwash you. Why is there the war on TikTok? Is TikTok really that free? Is that really a algorithm that's its own thing?
He said the purchase of TikTok is very important right now. Ryan, on the show, we tend to say something along the lines of we don't believe in consequences. We think everything happens for a reason. We always think there's a plan. We always it's a little different way of looking at things from some people, but I don't believe that TikTok was coincidentally forced into sale.
Why would it be, David? They just admitted that there's too much power on there and the military had to get involved.
And remember, don't worry, all that data is safe and secure within the United States now.
The country of Israel just told you that TikTok is a war zone.
Yeah, the weapons change over time, Ryan. You don't want to use swords anymore. You want to use TikTok.
They literally said what Dave and I have been saying for 5 years, what Alex has said for 20 years. Crazy.
And by the way, he's 100% correct. The battle that we fight now today, the biggest battles that are fought now today are this. This is the biggest battle.
This is more important. I've said it before. It's not hyperbole. This is more important than the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Like, I don't think, like, we're not just talking about American citizens' rights. It's the rights of all of humans that will ever exist, that have ever existed, and will exist, and currently exist. It's everybody's rights. They're coming for the enchilada with the data.
Hold that thought, Ryan. Because we did talk about this in the past, and we will continue to rail on this until everybody knows it. But here's the Prime Minister of Britain. Man, he's just banking on nobody paying attention. That's the only answer.
Hit this guy, court martial.
And we have guarded it for centuries. But if you incite racist violence and hatred, that is not expressing concern. It's criminal. And this party, this great party, is proud of our flags. Yet if they're painted alongside graffiti, telling a Chinese takeaway owner to go home, that's not pride, that's racism. And conference. If you say or imply that people cannot be English or British because of the colour of their skin, that mixed heritage families owe you an explanation, the people who've lived here for generations, raised their children here, built their lives here, working in our schools, our hospitals, running businesses, are our neighbours. If you say they should now be...
Can you pause it? I don't know if I can sit through this guy. You guys fucking... all that shit you just said was a design plan. You implemented them in our communities 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 years ago, you assholes. So that you could gear this up. This is part of the fucking plan that everybody didn't say it was a plan, even though it organically happened a million little micro times at a time. Look, I don't think we should go around say mean shit to people based on all these credos, David, but I don't think that you can be racist as far as language. Language cannot be racist. You can have intent, you can have violence, you can have both, you can have separate. But words themselves, sticks and stones, may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. How are those felonies? How are those criminal? That's government abuse. What he's doing is literally political Stockholm syndrome. It's psychopathy. It's narcissism. It's government narcissism.
Ryan,
what is this? Government cuckold? What is it? A cuckerment?
Ryan, he says in his speech that it's not okay to tell these immigrants to go home. These different people than you and I, of course, Ryan.
What about a family that's had 1,000 years of English?
Wait. This is important. He's saying don't do that. It's not okay to do that in speech. Now, go back last week. I don't remember when we did the episode. When he came out, could have been at the beginning of this week, with the digital ID, mandatory free digital ID. What was one of the claims? The immigration is the mass illegal immigration is too much, and it's the only way we can round these people up, Ryan. It's the only way to keep all this in check.
Create the problem, offer the solution, pose as saviors, control the people. Hook, line, sinker. People applauding. Not realizing that, like, the thing that they literally took your freedom and they took your country from you and you're applauding it.
They literally took your country. Literally. Britain's an island. If there's millions of illegal Muslims there.
You were invaded, and they let you. The elites let you get invaded because there's so much money. They know the information on the internet, the AI coming. We can all get rich and just be as rich as the elitists because AI will reset us. Don't get it mistaken. When they say AI is going to redistribute wealth, they're very correct, David. A robot would break up all the money and evilly split it amongst us if it cared about humans, right? By default. The thing is they're trying to get their own AI and engineer it to say that their God knows best because they want us to be poor and them to have all the money. That's why the new nuclear arms race is AI. It's been it for years. It's been said for years, but we're seeing it come to a head.
Now, we just had Benjamin Netanyahu tell everyone that the ultimate battle in the battlefield is taking place on TikTok because that's how powerful speech is. Now we had the prime minister tell you why you shouldn't be allowed to have speech. We value speech, but here's all the things you shouldn't be able to say. Speech is it's the thing. There's a reason it's number one. I just want to lay this out because I just want to show the difference. We talked about this a little bit this week already, but I just want to show the difference right now. I'm going to play a clip. The context of the clip is not important. It does not matter. It could not matter less because I'm going to show you what point I'm trying to make in a second. This is Destiny doing a speaking tour.
The founders were so smart.
Doing a speaker tour.
The founders of this country were so smart.
Hundreds of years ahead of their time, literally.
Yeah, when they said Congress shall make no law that abridges the freedom of speech or the right of the press or the right of religion. Like we've always said, it's like they gave the government inverse rights. They didn't grant the government privileges. They gave the government restraint, right? Restricted government, not allowed it to have power. And it's just interesting because the natural phrasing in that would indicate what England did is illegal. You understand? Like any law made that abridges the freedom of speech is therefore illegal. It's like written within the amendment, the Bill of Rights itself, to undo any law or anything that goes against the very premise of it. That's kind of remarkable. I was talking today with somebody how crazy it is that all those men got together in a room and actually figured out that men need rights and write them down and guarantee it. And how actually fucking crazy that is philosophically, let alone to actually happen historically. But we'll go on to the pedophile Destiny. Or whatever the fuck you got accused of a couple weeks ago.
The issue that you run into is that the current president we have has no vision for the Middle East.
We can agree that he's a shill. Like, I think the youth on either side, we are waking up to the fact that we are being purposely divided. And I think that I'm tired of speaking this two-party term. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. But when is it going to be enough to wake up and realize that we are on the wrong side of history?
I mean, the wrong side of history insofar as what?
Against genocide, against continuation of the war crimes that are happening. 112 countries in the UN have recognized Palestine as a state. And yet, nothing is happening.
I think the issue is, right now, the U.S. has no leadership to present that vision. Israel has no desire to present that vision. I don't think the Palestinians have a desire right now to present that vision. Everybody's just kind of stuck in this like death loop of being perpetually incentivized to keep fighting the other side. And until somebody comes forward with some kind of pressure to say, like, hey, you guys have to figure this out or else it's going to continue forever, I just don't see there being a resolution.
Okay. Again, don't care about the context of the clip. Just
way to dodge the answer. Also, way to dodge the answer.
Just take in the visuals of that clip. Just take it in, because this is going to become apparent in a second here. But just observe everything that you could observe visually with that clip. And then I'm gonna juxtapose something. You ready? Destiny is, of course, of a different. Okay, here's Steven Crowder getting ready to do the same thing Destiny just did.
And everyone told me that this, in today's climate, could not be done unless I took unbelievable precautions, unless it was absolutely kept a secret until mere hours before the event as a pop-up, unless I literally brought an army with me and bulletproofed the entire radius, which is exactly what we did. And so today, for the first time in many years, Change My Mind returns, and back to one of the places where it all began, Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. And
does anyone see what I'm talking about here?
Real men are under attack, David.
Crowder went to a, by all context, a relatively conservative college. And he brought a bulletproof vest, bulletproof glass, didn't disclose his location to the outside world, had an armed security team to speak at a college that, by all means, is mostly on, our side of things, our side of the table, if you want. And then juxtapose that to the Destiny clip. Destiny's laid back. He's kind of chatting. He's got a t-shirt on, just kind of hanging out, just talking. There's no fucking people around. There's not. He's just there hanging out at a college. That kid talked about the right side of history and the wrong side of history. I get the sense that the people who got to strap up to talk are on the right side of history. Because imagine Ryan being in Nazi Germany, okay, and you wanted to go speak out against the Third Reich. Which people do you think are on the right side of history? The people that got to strap up to talk, or the people who can just hang out at the college?
Hell Hitler, hell Hitler, hell Hitler, hell Hitler.
Yeah, Heil.
Yeah, that's the joke in Inglourious Bastards. If you guys didn't get that, when they all walk in, like he always said that it was just so silly that a bunch of grown men were hailing another man like in such a way. Yeah, well, David, everybody makes choices.
But we're the Nazis. Just so we're clear, that's what.
Did not see this one coming, David.
AOC, he's entitled to his opinion. To not call somebody a Nazi. Even after someone was assassinated, AOC's response, he's right her response to somebody not calling one of us a Nazi was that they were entitled to their opinion. I guess. You want to try to simmer things down and find common ground with that? Good luck. Right, I'm sick of. It's so. I don't know if they just feel shielded by time, like almost like time runs a defense for truth or something. I don't know. But when we in the peak of COVID are calling these things out, and we're literally taken off of YouTube because it goes against the WHO and all these global governments. that don't exist apparently.
Not global government.
Yeah, it's not a global government. I mean, they control everything, but they're not a government or anything. And there's a global tax, but it's no
not
government.
global. It's kind of global, but almost, not all the globe is in the globe government, so it's not global.
During the peak of COVID, we call this out. We nail it. We get called conspiracy theorists. We get our speech silenced because, of course, speech, as Netanyahu rightfully pointed out, is the newest weapon on the battlefield. And
digital speech is the new bullet, dude. Dave and I didn't say this. How many wars have we waged, Dave? Thousands.
Every day we're
thousands of. I waged thousands of hours of fucking content. People told me I was screaming into nothing. Really, screaming into nothing. I changed the algorithm. They had to change the algorithm. Dave and I talk so much. I told you guys. You guys laughed in my fucking face for 10 years. You laughed in Dave's face. You laughed in Alex's face. The government is admitting that these are the new digital bullets. And there will be casualties, David.
As we've seen.
I hate this guy.
Again, we have experience with this type of vaccine in billions of people. It's a safe vaccine. Of course, with the mRNA, there's a very, very, very low risk, particularly in young men, of getting a myocarditis. But if you look at the risk of myocarditis from COVID itself is greater than the risk of the vaccine.
That might seem like not a super big deal because we're living in today, right? But say that exact same thing 4 years ago, 5 years ago in the peak of COVID, and it got you kicked off YouTube.
Yep.
It was anti-science. It was counter narratives.
Well, they got to lie to you to make you believe more, Dave.
It was conspiracy theories. It was
Joe Rogan on ivermectin.
It was misinformation. It was malinformation. It was disinformation. We needed to create an entire government bureaucracy to stop that speech, Ryan, because, of course, it's a dangerous weapon in the battlefield.
Oh, yeah, the most dangerous weapon. I love he went from drones to TikTok as if they're, like, completely relevant to each other.
Well, he didn't want to get into the drones.
Well, they're both military, David, clearly. It's funny that they talked about that in such a way that people still think that social media is a fucking social media app.
It's social, right? We're just all hanging out.
Just all hanging out for free, huh? The thing that connects everybody, it doesn't cost any money. Doesn't cost any fucking money, but you can talk to everybody, David? Really?
Yeah, it's all free. And
you can make all the money you want off it as long as you just post into it.
Yeah, no, they just get, some ad revenue and sell all your information. Or, I'm sorry, they don't sell they keep your information secure.
Dude, how does ad revenue even make sense? I don't buy anything's linked to ads.
Well, somebody does probably.
I think ad revenue is a dated term used for money laundering.
Ad revenue is 100% running cover for the fact that they make their money by selling your data, because everyone knows this. Every single person knows this. How often are you on YouTube? You get an ad, and they even give you the option to skip the ad after like 5 seconds. How many people don't take that skip? Is there a single person here who's like hooked in the ad? Like, oh, I gotta buy this. No way.
Well, I
no
clearly,
way.
I clearly don't have the skip option, David, because I don't get ads on YouTube.
I don't either, because I have Rumble and it's premium, and I don't watch ads. Let's link this. Let's link this with things we're talking about. Talking about things that if we would have said 4 or 5 years ago, would be kicked off of said YouTube. South Korean study of over 8.4 million people from the Korean National Health Insurance Database. Yeah, it's only 8.4 million. It's not even 8.5. Finds a correlation of increased cancer risk 1 year post-COVID injection. Turbo cancer, as some would call it.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that term.
But all the people who talked about it while it was happening, conspiracy theory, misinformation, disinformation, malinformation, counter narratives, counterculture, right? Dangerous. It's gonna be a cold dark winter or whatever the fucking
For the unvaccinated.
Yeah. Okay, all right, here we are. Yeah, hindsight's 2020. I guess it's fine. Can't get that back. I can't get that speech back. You took it down. And it was taken down on the orders of global governments. Google admitted the Biden administration led them into taking down these posts. They said it was the Biden administration. At the time, they said it was the WHO. WHO, well, this is against the WHO. It violates our policies. It was just the policies, Ryan. They're a private company. They can do whatever they want. Now it's 2025. Oh, well, it was actually the Biden administration. That's a big detail. That matters. Oh, it's a private. Oh, we're just a private company. Really? You don't have open portals to like the FBI and the DHS and the CIA and
Nope.
no, none of that.
No.
It was just you violated policy. That's all. That's interesting. But your policy.
Well, we updated the terms of use. You just must not read it.
Oh, I must not have read all the terms of use. That I couldn't, say anything counter to the WHO.
Well, I mean, then we updated them again. So
2020, our speech was dangerous, and it had to be taken down because it violated.
It's killing grandma.
Yeah, killing grandma. Violated our private policy. We're a private company, of course. 2025 now what we always knew, but now what's out in the open is that actually, oh yeah, it does cause cancer. And by the way, your speech was silenced by the Biden administration. That's a big fucking difference. Our speech was silenced. Our truthful speech was silenced by the government. That's a big difference.
Well, I mean, it's not like the president was getting his orders from anybody, David. I mean, he was just following the World Health Organization guidelines.
Which is definitely not a global government. They're definitely not funded by global taxes, Ryan.
They definitely said Taiwan in a news press conference.
Does anyone see how big of a difference that is? We know that's a big deal, right? Everyone paying attention? It's just a private company and you violated their terms of service. Okay, that sounds reasonable, right? For the average person, that's reasonable. Okay, but let's talk about what the truth is. The truth was we told the truth, and the Biden administration, the government said we couldn't. That's a big deal. That's a problem.
Because it went against the government narrative.
That's a problem.
Which is why speech is so important. It's actually more important than the second one, which is violence. So I'm tired of acting like we don't have the right to violence in this country. Political violence towards our government. I'm tired of it.
The country was founded on political violence. We did an episode.
It's in the Second Amendment. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The necessity of a free state, a well-regulated militia, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Since we're talking about all the things we've been right about in the past, let's talk about things that are 5 years from now going to be guaranteed right in the future. I've been saying for a little while now that I'm not going to listen to people tell us what causes autism who don't know what causes. Like if you don't know what causes autism, you don't get to tell me what causes it because you have no idea. And until you figure it out, I'm not going to listen to you. Here is the very tired old trope of we know what causes it, but we don't know what doesn't cause it. We do know what causes it? No, we don't know what causes it. We just know what doesn't cause it. That's the one. That's what it is.
Autism is not caused by vaccines. I want to repeat that so everyone can hear it, and hopefully anybody that's tuning in. Autism is not caused by vaccines. It's not caused by Tylenol. If you're pregnant and your doctor recommends acetaminophen, let me repeat that word for anybody who doesn't know how to pronounce it.
No, that's real funny.
Is that because Trump couldn't say it?
That fuck.
Is it because Trump couldn't pronounce it?
If your doctor recommends
acetaminophen, was it Trump or
RFK? You should ignore the recommendation of the president that you fight like hell not to take it. And his advice that mothers should avoid doctor-recommended medications and just tough it out during pregnancy is reckless. And frankly, it's insulting. Contrary to RFK Jr.'s bigoted evaluation, autistic people are not tragedies. They are students. They are workers.
He didn't say they were.
They are neighbors, artists, athletes, and thinkers who strengthen our communities.
No, they don't.
So let me
blaming Pause it, please. I don't think a genetic deformity is strengthening anything. Because you know what? The autism rates are going up. Down syndrome is going up. Learning disabilities are going up. Dyslexia is going up. It's not going the other way. Okay? So your little fucking pep talk to make people who are mentally retarded feel better? No. I'm not okay with you destroying the human genome and the male fucking chromosome. You're criminal, and you're speaking for fucking pharmaceutical companies. You treasonous piece of shit. I don't care if you have a doctorate. Hang. You guys are poisoning people. You're destroying the male genome. While telling me that they're colorful people. There's going to be nobody left to do any jobs. Do we need robots? Is that why we need robots? Because everybody will be slightly autistic and we can't do nothing? I'm sure all the elites have the autism rates too, David. I'm sure all the super wealthy people have higher rates of autism than us, David, or lower rates. It's a mockery. This is a mockery of common sense. Autism didn't exist. I don't care about your grandpa and his little wire drawer. I've made the joke. I've built stuff my entire life. I'm 34 years old. I literally built like 1,000 buildings at this point. I've worked on thousands of vehicles. I've literally built the world that you people walk on. Anybody that builds stuff, any level of creativity, if you were to put it on a fucking spreadsheet, would glow up some kind of tism. Because you need to think super abstract to build. You're building a building that doesn't even exist. The ground's not even flat yet. You know what I mean? And you can visualize something. That's autism. That's ADHD. No, it's really not. Isn't it crazy? God's mind is so powerful we have to label it a disorder, David, to understand it and conceptualize it in 3 dimensions. Because it's like a 7-dimensional idea. I'm not taking away from these people and I'm not insulting them. They have every right to live and they're not terrible. That's not what I'm saying. I'd be okay with it if these rates weren't going up. And I know that because when I had my own child, they told me all about it. And I did all the screening and I read all the stuff. And I still look at my daughter in the eyes to make sure she's not, something's going on or it just hits her. Because we don't know. We don't fucking know. This shit could hit her at 11. You don't know. You tell me the things you know it doesn't cause it. Okay. How about tell me ways to prevent it then? But you're
they don't
not.
Because they don't know what causes it.
Well, once again, let's look at the people
but conveniently,
who don't
they know all
it.
the things that don't cause it, Ryan.
Yeah, well, let's look at the people who don't have it. What are they doing that gives them a lesser chance? We're not talking like that. And it's bothersome. I worry about my testosterone as a man. For people who just think that's a joke, when your testosterone falls as a man, you literally get clinically depressed. Men's mental health, 3 men kill themselves every day. How many of them, I don't know, going to the gym and eating right and sleeping right and balancing their stress would have balanced their tea out and they maybe have a little bit more mental focus to get through the day and that little hard time they were having wasn't so hard.
This guy right here who's just trying to tell us all the things about, health and I don't know. Does this guy look like the pinnacle of health? Is this the guy you're going to listen to?
Can he run a mile? Can he do 50 push-ups?
This dude couldn't do one
What's his
push-up.
numbers?
Oh, but at least I can pronounce acetaminophen. Shut the fuck up. You're fat. You're fat. Go to a gym. I'm not listening to you.
Yeah, I can't pronounce acetaminophen, but I can see my cock when it's hard, bud.
Again, we're not going to make fun of fat people just because they're fat, but this guy's
guy's in the public arena, David.
He's in the public arena.
You make fun of somebody who can't say a word, I'm going to make fun of somebody who can't see their penis. Very funny, buddy, that you're chumpy. Way to go, fatso. What, now it's mean because you're picking on somebody, some bigoted? I'm bigoted. Okay, you're unhealthy. You're obese. I'm sorry, that's the medical term.
I will put myself against him any day of the week. I don't care. And you know what? You can take all the Tylenol you want. I promise. You take the whole bottle. I don't give a fuck. I'll take none. You take the whole thing.
I can tell you the last time I took a fucking Tylenol, even for a fucking headache. The reason women take pills is because we've mentally given them a way out. The reason people take pills is because we've mentally given them a way out. Oh, the pain's too much? I'll just be able to take a Tylenol. It's like chopping wood. It's like chopping it for fun or chopping it if survival instincts depend on it. If I don't chop this wood, I starve. It's different than, I'm going to go chop some wood.
You're going to chop the fuck out of that wood. If you need it to live.
Or you're going to be very careful and not expend your energy and chop wood at very certain times, very certain ways, and be very methodical and very well thought out. And
but you're going to have a sense of fucking urgency. You're going to be swinging through that wood. Carl
Jung, if you're in a hungry person, you'll see the eyes through a hungry man. If you're anxious, you'll see the world through an anxious lens. Yes. So we're not putting, it's crazy. Like the people that are the most unhealthy because they have to go to school for so long are trying to tell us how to take better care of my body. You don't even know how to move your body around like I do. I have more flexibility than my doctor.
My doctor's in good shape. I can't say anything. She's in better shape than me. She's in pretty good shape. I
mean, that's why, like, one of the reasons, like, go to the gym, man. I bumped into a personal trainer there. I've told you guys, he helped me with my shoulder exercises.
Can I actually let me give you two doctor stories, and this is why pick the right doctors. This is important. First of all, when Nolan was a little one in the womb, our doctor very specifically was telling us very similar things. Like, I mean, stay away from it if you can. If it's like, if you absolutely need it, I guess it's there. But like, don't take it just to take it. But he was telling her all types of, like, stay away from certain, like, Diet Pepsi. Stay away from Diet Pepsi, the fake sugar. It's bad for you. It's terrible. He said even when you're not pregnant, don't drink it, but especially when you're pregnant. Diet.
Dude, you can't give kids fucking honey. I was told to not give my kids peanut butter.
It's like, dude, honey is the most,
don't give her peanut butter,
perfect.
But acetaminophen doesn't do nothing. The fucking 75 injections don't do nothing, but I can't give a fucking grapefruit, peanut butter, and honey? The fuck is wrong with you? Do you know what the doctor looked at me when I was like, yeah, I give her fucking peanut butter every day? He's like, it didn't kill her. It didn't kill her.
Dude,
you
honey
fucking asshole. You spent $100,000 for you to look at me in the face and be like, well, there's ways to no shit. Everybody ate peanut butter when I was a kid. Asshole. We think, it just came out of nowhere. Peanut allergies came out of nowhere too. Nowhere. Nobody was allergic to peanuts. Monkeys eat fucking peanuts. You told me I come from a monkey. The fuck? Next you're going to tell me the sun kills me, David.
They do.
God damn it.
They do.
I can't give a kid fucking honey, but Tylenol doesn't give it autism. Come on. You don't know? Come on. But honey's bad. But the fucking shot doesn't give me myocarditis. They just come out with new cancer research later. Kill them. Kill them. They're killing us. They're fucking killing your kids. They're making your kids retarded. They should be hung. Hang them. Why am I the only one saying this, Megan Kelly? Hang them. We got him. Tucker Carlson's doing a 9/11 documentary. When the fuck did Tucker Carlson become Alex Jones? Hang him. Get a court-martial. It's called the fucking military. I told you guys, a fucking private is going to be a 5-star general overnight because that's how far it goes. You got to get some shithead janitor on a fucking Navy vessel to be the commander-in-chief. I couldn't give my kid peanut butter, but you're telling me fucking Tylenol's good for him. Go fuck yourself And no, I'm not calming down. There's kids getting autism. Sorry, I'm not fucking calm like Megyn Kelly's millionaire ass. Tucker's doing 9/11. What the fuck is it gonna take? What, I gotta wait till I have autism before I'm... Oh, now adults got autism. Ryan never had autism. It hit him at 55. I got autism at 55, David. What is this, postpartum autism? You fucking assholes. How long do I gotta wait? I'm watching you destroy... Guys can't grow beards. What is wrong with you people? Sorry. Couldn't get my kid fucking peanut butter without a doctor fucking looking at me like I'm the weirdo. But I'm conspiracy. Dave and I told you the shot was going to kill you, and 70% of you dumb motherfuckers listen to people. They violated the Nuremberg Code. And you could all die. David, I gotta sit around and watch mass genocide from people who couldn't not listen to psychopaths. Because it hurt your feelings. I gotta watch them murder your children and poison them and call them a clump of cells and not worth anything. I'm just a container for fucking aliens. Are you out of your mind? No, we're just containers, guys. Go back to Netflix. Are you out of your fucking mind? They told you you're a spiritual vessel for extraterrestrials. That's what the CIA said, not me. Ha ha. No, Tylenol don't kill your kids. We don't know. Don't give them honey, though. And stay away from grapefruit. There's some chemical in there that fucks with them, Dave. Get a rope. Hang them. Hang them. Hang them. They violated Nuremberg. Hang them. Fauci first. He goes first. I don't give a fuck if he makes all the plea deals. We're coming for a fucking 5-star general overnight. Mr. Cook on the fucking Navy vessel. I don't care. You put fat retards in front of the military because of DEI. Look at me. I'm the president now. I know, David. I'm just on the internet. It don't fucking matter. It's bullshit. Oh.
Right. If I were to make a list
seen
of
three people.
If I made a list
Sorry,
of
the Tylenol thing. Harvard released a study, David. Harvard released a study on it. Not RFK, you fucking assholes. Do I gotta feel sorry for you because your kids got it? I didn't listen to the doctor. I didn't go there. People have been saying this shit forever. We got silence from the internet. What the fuck? And then I gotta see a social credit score? You're gonna ban me from the internet when I was right the whole time? Do I get a fucking bump in my social credit score? Do I get the highest social credit score ever because I predicted the fucking future? No. I'll never be... You'll put me in jail for it. You'll say I'm a bigot when I was right because you're fat? What? And I have to wait? I have to calm down and wait when I know you're going to imprison me. They imprison people in the United Kingdom already.
More than Russia.
I'm not going to get a fair trial. Say I'm a terrorist because I called them to be hung because of Nuremberg? What are we talking about? It's endless. It doesn't end. You don't get off the carousel. I told you guys, you got to make amends with this shit. You got to fight them now. They're telling you that they're giving you autism through just Tylenol. This is just Tylenol. That's one thing. You know how many things people take? Thousands. We're worried about acetaminophen. What about glyphosate? What about the plastic in the fucking air? No? Nobody that's not causing autism?
It's just water vapor, right?
Parts per million.
It's all parts per million.
Can't wait to hold that guy's his fucking head under plastic water.
It's parts per million, but you're 70% water and you need water to live every day. It's just parts per million, though.
Oh, and it's just petroleum based, which super mixes with water, David. We know how well oil and water mix.
Right. If I made a list of 3 superfoods, honey and eggs are on there, and it's like 2 things that these mainstream doctors are telling you not to eat. It's the craziest.
And milk. How many people are lactose intolerant? When the Europeans, I heard years ago, you can directly tie the population growth of Europeans to the population of cows. White Europeans, particularly Eastern and my people, David,
Ukrainians.
lived on cows. Lived on cows, dude. It wasn't goats.
Was it
It's
almonds?
fucking cows.
Was it
fucking almond
soy?
tree in fucking Ukraine. Nah, fucking almond. There was no probably nuts. They barely grow potatoes in Poland and Ukraine, dude. The fucking soil is so like
They make wheat, I think. Isn't wheat one
nothing.
of their big exports?
Yeah.
Back,
I really did
back to
not mean
the
to yell. I can only sit here so
No,
long and
well-
watch these people poison children, David. I'm sorry.
No, it's but the one other thing too, my doctor, one of the reasons I like her, she personally is in good shape. I literally will not go to a fat doctor. If she puts on 50 pounds, I'm gonna stop seeing her. She's in good shape. So
Tell her.
what am I
You
gonna
should tell her
do?
that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to trust the advice of people who are in good shape. I trust your instincts, Ryan. I live this shit every day. I don't just run around and tell everybody this. I live this shit. I trust your instincts. I'm going to go to people who are in good shape and figure out how the fuck they're in good shape. You know what she tells me? I see her once a year because I get a discount on my health insurance. Frankly, that's the only reason I go to the doctor.
Like a typical man.
Yeah, and like literally it's because like, hey, pass these 5 metrics. If you pass these 5 metrics, we'll give you money off. I get money off because I passed the 5 metrics. But when I go there, the first words out of her mouth, "You working out?" She's in good shape. What is she asking me? Am I working out? Yep. Clearly not as much as you. The one thing I don't like, she's the one who said, your triglycerides are a little high. You think you eat too much meat. And I said, no, I'm going to keep eating meat. And she's like, all right. I said, no, absolutely not. I'm not eating less meat.
Well, David, isn't it kind of funny? Like, the question itself is loaded because somebody who works out, you can kind of tell that they work out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose there are people out there who genetically are just.
Yeah. 10 to 20% of the population can grow no muscle. It's proven.
Yeah.
Definitely proven.
But
you were in sports. There's no way you were in sports if you didn't grow muscle.
No. But I think most people can grow fat if they're, sedentary and eat wrong. But there are some people who literally can just fucking sit and eat all day and don't gain weight. It's the craziest shit. But that's a small percentage of people, but they're out there. Yeah, no, I'd really believe this shit. I won't go to a fat doctor. I'm not going to go to a depressed psychologist, therapist. Like, why would you go to a therapist who has mental illness? They can't fix it in themselves. You're going to trust them to fix it in you? It doesn't make any sense.
In my experience, people I know personally that like psychology are people that are trying to fix their fucked up brain. Me included. But like people that have like gone to study, like gone to school. And then you project it on the world. Which is super funny. The thing about psychology is all the people talking about therapy. What you're projecting is your therapy on other people. Which in psychology, part of it is like having self-awareness about what you're doing to yourself and those around you. And it's like, it's kind of like, I've said it before, the people that, excuse me, the people that talk the most about like drug addiction or therapy are the ones that were former drug addicts or go to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with wealthy people. They only talk about money, believe me. That's all wealthy people give a fuck about is money. But that's why they get money, right? Like they're just focused. Do you want story time? We'll get out of here. You got something quick?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say names, David. We know him for a long time. I texted you his name. buddy, friend of the show, support. Very different lives, the three of us. Very different backgrounds. Situations, just the whole thing. But we had one thing in common. We all were employed together. It's kind of how we all met. We're all now many years later. It's like 10 years ago when we first met, right, Dave? We're all different now and all that, but it's weird because I see a parallel between all of us. And I say all that to say this. They're a police officer. And he said the craziest thing I never thought I'd hear out of his mouth in particular. Because knowing him, David, comes from, I'm going to say this out of, I'm very comfortable in my position in life. But if I could trade everything I went through to have that dude's life, I would do it. They had the wealth, the body, the cars, just everything. They had everything, right, Dave? And I know you put people on a pedestal when you're younger and when you're at different points in your life, and when you're insecure, and then I'm older now, so like I look at stuff way different. I understand it was just part of my maturation. I understand where I am. I understand who I am. So it's a lot easier for me, right? Like I shed a lot of those insecurities, right? But then I also gained the perspective of myself that I was projecting, right? Just like I said about the therapy thing. A lot of things that I would judge other people for was my projection of their life on myself for my insecurity. Fine. But he had the same thing in a weird way. He told me something about policing, David. His family were cops.
Mm-hmm.
Like he comes from police officer families, like grandparents were cops.
And one of them was like a chief of police or something, wasn't it? His
Currently
uncle
a chief.
or something?
Currently a chief, if I'm not mistaken. So when the thing I'm about to share, when he seen it, the reason he probably seen it the way he did was because he was raised by people in that system, in that mindset, military, police, that state, the get your pension, do your time. Yes, sir. No, sir. Following orders. He told me two things. He said that all of that police shit, dude, is all ego.
Like drunk with power?
Him, David. You know who I'm talking.
I could see that.
I know, but you know who I'm talking about. Like I said, I not idolize this guy, but I was off putting my insecurities on him because he had all the shit that I want. You know what I mean? Like he had the shit I wanted that I didn't know that I could get yet because I didn't understand the game when we were all fucking in our 20s. Like when I was fucking 20 years old, just figuring out the world, waking up. I didn't understand. But I've never held it against him. He never held it against me. There was always that little back and forth. But as you get older, but out of all people to say that, I never thought somebody like that's on the other side of the line than me would have that revelation. I've had that revelation how many times, David? You know what I mean? How many times have I had that revelation of like, yeah, dude, that's just ego or that's just this thing. But I see it because I grew up disprivileged or no debt, right? Like I have like a star asterisk next to my experience because it's not the fucking pristine house shit. But that dude that had all that, seen the same thing. And he's like, we as officers like really have to take a step back. He's like, it's literally all, he's like, I never understood it till I seen it. He's like, I've never known policing without a body cam. So he's like, I can't even let you go. He's like, because if I tell my, oh, it's a buddy of mine. He's like, okay, well, is everybody a buddy of yours? Like, where do you draw the line? And the other thing that he said, and I think they're connected, is he said, you also don't understand what other people are going through. And he's like, you think you know somebody, you think you know that all this stuff, and then you get called to their house and they're going through like the worst shit, or they have these problems. And I asked him, I said, did you say that because it just recently happened to you that you showed up to somebody's house that you knew? And he said, yeah. And I just let it sit. I didn't ask, obviously, because what's more important is partnering the ego thing with what he said. Because he had the ego check, and then he had this crazy humbling. The opposite of ego is humble, right? It's still ego.
Mhm.
It's just ego. Just like love and hate, it's the same emotion. It's the id and the ego. That's all Freud said. But he had such a humbling factor on something that was so deep. And honestly, Dave, I'd like to think that we helped that thought process, because he has known people like us. He has known a guy like me. We are buddies. I have ran into him. There's actually a situation that would have happened. I actually think back about it all the time because I know him. And he's off doing his thing. And I wish him the best. Long service. I hope he can retire with a family, blah, blah, blah. But he would have gotten a fight. And I think if he would have never been a police officer. And just a small conversation him and I had could have changed his whole future.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know that. I'm not claiming ownership. I never will. He did all the work, obviously. But like, I guess what I'm saying is like to see like this massage of people over time and knowing that both of us were at way different ends than we are now. And somehow we're still in the middle being like, yeah, man, like I think I understand what this thing's kind of about. And I looked at him, man, he looked older than me. He had like gray in his eyebrows and, and he's like, dude, like everybody says you kind of see stuff and everything. He's like, but it really is like, he's like, it changes you in ways that I never thought. He's like, I always like kind of figured, I always heard stories. He's like, but like the things that you actually like, the things that change about you, he's like, it's an adjustment. So I just say all this to say that we cover police brutality and all this other stuff, but I'm adding a personalized touch to somebody that honestly, those are the type of cops that we need.
Mhm.
And if anything, talking about stories, maybe next time a cop pulls over and he's being an asshole, I know you want to be an asshole, but maybe like check his ego by putting him down and helping that guy out because you're going to help yourself out. I hate cops. I walk away from them too. But like there is like this delicate dance with liberty. Dave and I always discussed. Thomas Jefferson said the blood of tyrants and patriots need to refresh the tree of liberty. But, in the digital age, I mean, these words are literal bullets. Netanyahu said it, not me. We're fighting a war, and they're going to split us amongst all the classes and political things and stuff, but we're all in it together. We all understand the people that are actually, I'm telling you this right now, it's not all of us. It's a few of us, but the people that are in the positions that need to be in the positions to make sure it's okay I think are there. It's just like Alex said it, and then we'll get out of here. The reason it takes evil thrives for so long, David, is like good people are off doing their own thing because that's what good people naturally do. They spread, right? They're prosperous. They go build. They go explore. But like all the good power, like all the gods, right? God doesn't fucking, he gets too busy. And then it's like, it's almost at the last possible second, right? After Thanos gets all the Infinity Stones, that's when all the Avengers meet up. Because it's like good only congregates till when it's needed at the last possible second. And there's a balance to everything. There's a yin and yang. There's a moon and a sun, and there's good and light, man. And I say it every time. And I still got I still got blood on my fingers to paint with. But when the devil runs the world, man, everything's upside down. And I think conversations like that, pods like this, help spin it the other way, the right way. So, as always, David, I appreciate you most for your time. Dave Ryan is 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the Greatest Podcast in Human History. As always, David, I appreciate you most. And I'll see everybody for Friday. We'll have fun. I'll be a little less serious. So,
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ryan.
Oh,